Hi Declan, this is just for you. I think you misunderstand what I'm doing here, okay? When I say I advertise, I don't mean for someone else. I don't advertise fucking Bud Light or some shit brand. No, I'm not interested in that at all. I don't monetize, that's what you think I'm doing. When I say that I advertise, my own money comes out of this pocket and goes into that system so that my videos get shown to more people. I don't make a penny from it. In fact, I've spent fucking thousands of pounds. All this stuff here, everything in this whole room, every video, all the travelling that I do, the research that I do, the meetings that I set up, my phone contract, my internet, this is all part of the campaign that I am running. It's a political campaign. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not a fucking sales guy. I am a British political campaigner, right? So what that means is I plough thousands of pounds into this so that I can directly influence the politics of this country and people's votes. And I do that by making speeches. That's what my videos are. It's me making speeches about what I think is going to happen and what I think we, as normal British people and voters in a democracy, should do in response to the corruption and the fucking rats currently in control of our government, like David Cameron, Rishi Sunak, these kind of guys. I'll never ever recoup that money. Even the money I've already spent up until today, that's fucking gone. It's never coming back to me. I certainly will never make a profit, and neither do I want to. So, yeah, I had a look at your man Hexenhammer, you know, whatever the guy's name is, and I thought, cool, he's an entertainer. But he does make money out of that channel. He's got a Bitcoin link, he's got a Patreon, you know, he'll probably start selling merch at some point. He's an American. He has no bearing on the politics of this country, whereas I have already reached 500,000 people with my message. So whether they like my message or not, in their head they know something they didn't previously know. And I'm not making money out of that. The goal for me is for them to take their democratic power, their voice and their vote, and directly use that to influence the outcome of this country's politics. So I'm not doing this for kicks. I'm not doing it to make people laugh or to be popular as some other YouTuber. That's not the goal. If that was the goal, I wouldn't be directly going against the government with every single video. I wouldn't be facing off against councillors and police and guys like David Cameron, you know, Chinese-sponsored spies, effectively, which is what David Cameron is. If I wanted to be popular, trendy and rich, I'd just do gaming videos and I would advertise and I would also monetize, right? But I wouldn't be doing this. This is because we have a problem in this country. And the problem in this country is that our political class is captured by foreign communists, enemies of democracy, of you, me, and everyone else in this country. So I think it's a worthy goal that's worth putting my hand in my own pocket for and spending money on all this stuff and the advertising in order that you don't have to spend a fucking penny, my friend. I'm doing this as a public service to you and me and everyone else. And trust me, we will get results. We will win this fight. I know that for a fact. And the reason I campaign for you to start doing the same and help me out is because for every one of me, there is 100 highly sponsored Chinese guys. Or there's 100 David Camerons. There's guys that are trying to bring this country to its fucking knees. On purpose, confuse every single voter, or just make them apathetic so they just stay at home and they don't vote. And the reason is this. Keir Starmer's Labour are Remainers. A vote for them is a vote to rejoin Europe. The Tories, led by David Cameron, are Remainers. A vote for them is a vote to rejoin Europe. And if neither one of them get any votes and we see yet another hung parliament, which by the way is what they are planning, that's the rigged system that we are fighting against, is a Remain vote, you know, because they'll get in via the back door together as a coalition of Tory and Labour, and guess what? They'll rejoin Europe. So they are directly going against the democratic vote of the people from 2016, the first Brexit vote that we got told would be the last Brexit vote. But that's not the case. We're going to see a second referendum, and it's going to be used as a carrot to entice people to vote either Labour or Tory. You see where this is going? They're rigging the system so if you vote Labour, if you vote Tory, or if you don't vote at all, or if you vote for some crappy, the Greens or someone who's not going to get in, any vote for any of those parties is the same as voting for Labour. And means we will have another referendum, we'll have another bloodbath of political bullshit, another 6 months of infighting and division, and the end result will be our democracy is crushed, we rejoin Europe and become a communist slave state, which is what I keep saying. So, to stop that, to make sure that doesn't happen, I spend money advertising my videos, so they go out to hundreds of thousands of people in this country, not anywhere else. I don't advertise to places that will have rich people in that are going to buy my shit. I don't sell any shit. Like I say, I don't expect to make any money out of this. And I pay for everything myself, so that you don't have to. So that you can keep your money and you can spend it wherever you like. That's what I want for you. I want you to enjoy being in this country as a democratic person. But I mean, we don't have a lot of time. We've got less than a year before the general election next year comes up. And like I say, any vote for Tories, Labour, the Greens, or abstinence of a vote, that is bad news for us. That's going to end up with us rejoining Europe after another really messy, divisive referendum. And if you remember, they didn't accept the result of the first one. The Remain people didn't accept the democratic vote. They literally went fuck you to democracy and to me and everyone else who voted Remain. And now we're facing the prospect of a second one. So guess what's going to happen if we lose the second one? We won't accept the result. And that's going to lead to riots. So I think it's worth putting your hand in your pocket and spending some money trying to avoid all that nasty shit, riots, division, rigged voting, and becoming a slave state of the communists who fucking hate us and this country and all the values that make us what we are. So that's why I'm doing this. It's not a fucking money spinner for me, mate. I spend fucking loads of money on this. This is my biggest spending thing, is this. Notice I've never asked for a like, a subscribe, a fucking penny, and I never will. You won't see any advertising slogans, no adverts, I don't have a sponsor, none of that shit. My goal is to make you and everyone else in this country aware, more switched on to just how bad things are, what we are actually facing, the problem in this country. And the problem in this country is not you or me or people who want to be socialists or anything like that. It's not your friend in America. The problem in this country is that we have a majority of people who don't say a fucking word. When this country is brought to its knees and the axe is put on the back of this country's neck, they still won't say a fucking word. So here's me, the only guy who seems to be willing and able to say these things and try and motivate change, because we do have power. That's what these guys in the government want to convince you that you don't have. And the media want to convince you that you don't have. And these fake social revolutionary arseholes want to convince you that you don't have. And that power is this. All you need to do is toddle yourself along to the election booth and vote Reform or Reclaim. The two parties which definitely will not be rejoining Europe if they get voted in with a political majority, and they will uphold the vote in 2016, which we should have had already, and they will be kicking out David Cameron, Rishi Sunak, Keir Starmer, all these corrupt fucking political rats. All these corrupt commie arseholes will be out the fucking door. But that's only going to happen if enough people know, first of all, what's going to happen. Second of all, why it's going to happen. And third, what they can do as a patriot who loves this country and loves being a free person who can say what the fuck they want under this country's law, which we still have. We're still Democrats. You know, in China, you can't say anything against Xi Jinping. If you make a video in China, by the way, YouTube's completely banned in China, so you can't make a YouTube video. You will have to go on TikTok. If you make a TikTok saying Xi Jinping is a fat, stupid old man, like that, you're arrested and so is your family, and you'll never be seen from again. That's how communist countries work. But I can sit here and say Rishi Sunak is a corrupt fucking rat, and I can't wait to see the back of him. I can sit here and say David Cameron is he's an asset of the Communist Party in China. He's literally a paid staff member of the Communist Party in China. Before he started his recent work here with us. But I can say that because we're in a democratic country. This law and the procedures and the institutions of this country will protect my right to say that. You get me? That's what we're fighting for. Those guys are who we're fighting against. Cost me a few £100. Like I said to you in that comment, I spent 220 quid on my last advertising campaign. I reached like 350,000 people. So whether they like my message or not, whether they like me or not, they are now aware in their head, this is what's going to happen, this is why it's going to happen, and this is what you can do if you would like to avoid it. And guess what? Fucking loads of them now switch on to the fact that we can win this fight, and we will win this fight, brother. I guarantee you that. So, that's the conclusion of this video, I suppose. I'm not going to say ladies, gents and Pikachus. This is just me speaking to you man to man. But I think you should join the fight. You've got a voice. You've got courage to say the things that other people won't say. And like I said to you, we don't always agree. We very often disagree with our political views. But the fact is, I am fighting for your ability to legally say those things and not be hunted down, arrested, tortured or disappeared like you would be in Russia, China, North Korea, any of these communist countries. So that's the end of this video. I hope you understand what it is that I'm getting at here, why I do this, and why I won't ever make any money out of this at all, and I'll never recoup the money I've already ploughed into this, and I don't care. It's money well spent for me. If I spend £1 million and then come election day, the Tories, Labour and David Cameron get kicked the fuck out, it's money well spent. And the reason is because I love this country, and I think normal British people like you and I and everyone else that I know around here, we deserve better. We deserve so much better. We built this fucking country as far as I'm concerned. I might have retired now, but I paid so much fucking unreal amounts of tax, right? I got 2 tax rebates 1 year after the other for the maximum amount they can legally give you. And it wouldn't have even covered half of the money they should have given me, right? Because I paid basic rate tax for like a large part of my career. Like the maximum tax bracket that you can get. So that tells you about me, right? I am willing to put my money where my fucking mouth is, and I'm willing to put my mouth there on your screen and pay for it to reach you. Because guess what? The algorithm isn't going to help me out. Let me tell you about the algorithm, friend. The algorithm pushes popular, trendy content to young people. It doesn't push real man's politics of the sort I am telling you about now. That's why I need to pay in order to not be completely fucking invisible. So that's the end of this video. I hope you learned something and you got something out of this. And I hope you switch on to the fact that this is a war we can win. But not if we sit around in silence and, you know, only like 20 people see our videos. That's what I was saying to you. You make good points. Even though I disagree with them, you speak well. I can understand what you're saying. And I think there are people out there who aren't going to like me, but will listen to you. So that's why I say, if you're a patriot like you say you are, you should make more effort to do this kind of thing in your way, with your points. Because your points are just as valid as my points, even though they're sometimes the opposite. You know, we often disagree, like I said, but it doesn't matter. They are all under the umbrella of freedom and democracy for Britain. And that, my friend, is exactly what I'm into. And I think you will be good at it. So anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, brother. See you later. I suppose I didn't say, but I'm willing to be attacked in the street by these woke fucking maniacs in order to continue to say this message. But ask yourself this. Why are they attacking me? Why do they want to shut me down? See you next time, mate. Bye.